Welcome to our special session on the demonstration of Nison Candle Scanner for TradingView. My name is Paul. I am the president of CandleCharts.com. And in today's session, I'm going to be showing you a demonstration specifically of the Nison Candle Scanning software, the indicator, on the TradingView platform. So I want to give you just a very quick history of Nison Candle Scanner. Well more than a decade now, Steve Nison was sitting in the office and he was trying to find candle patterns on charts without having to look through each and every chart. Obviously, Steve Nison has the capability of looking at any chart and identifying candle patterns. Finding is a different story, right? If you, for example, look at the S&P 500, all 500 stocks of the S&P 500, and to look through each one looking for candle patterns, time consuming, even for Steve Nison. You know, Steve lived in New Jersey and he was commuting into New York and working with various companies on Wall Street. And then he'd want to come home and be able to place trades himself. Well, you know, a little tired making that commute. So he decided years ago, like I said, more than a decade ago, to create a software for himself. And that software was intended to find various candles he really liked working with on different charts. And he figured that that would save him a lot of time. If he could find these candle patterns without having to look chart by chart, time frame by time frame, it would save him hours and be able to provide him the best possible trade setups and even trade exits as well. So he created Nison Candle Scanner. He didn't call it Nison Candle Scanner at the time. He was just working with a programmer to develop it for himself. Well, I remember talking to him one day and saying, hey, wouldn't it be great for people with candle knowledge to be able to find these patterns as well? So we started down the road of working with Nison Candle Scanner and developing it for Trade Navigator. Okay, now Trade Navigator was great. It worked very well and it still does. We still use it here in our office. And then we started getting feedback from people saying, hey, can it work on TradeStation? So we developed it, put it out on TradeStation. More recently, we had this company we met with based right here in the United States called Ninja Trader. And we talked to them about getting our software to work on that platform. And then over the past few years, we've been getting a lot of feedback from people around the globe and realized we have students in 85 different countries that we know of that are students of Steve here at CandleCharts.com, telling us that TradingView is becoming this new popular software that everybody wants to use. Well, took a little. TradingView is built differently than the other platforms, so we had to find programmers that could do it, and here we are. After that time, we're making Nison Candle Scanning software available for people around the globe. And the great thing about TradingView is it works practically everywhere. It works on various types of markets. As you can see here on my screen right now, I just put up there as examples. I have a Forex pair. I have an individual stock on the daily. That Forex pair is on a 5-minute chart. I have Bitcoin on a 15-minute chart. I have Apple on a 15-minute chart. You can have various charts, various time frames, and not worry about data feeds as it's already built into TradingView. The other really great thing I really like about TradingView is that it is in the cloud, meaning you could put this on any device. You're not downloading software the way you would have versions of our software. This is the most mobile-friendly version that we actually have. I'll give you an example. You could put this on a phone, I should say, tablet, iPad, Chromebook, laptop, computer, and it really works great. You can have the same TradingView account put onto your computer, your desktop, your laptop, tablets, phones, whatever you'd like. Create alerts on one and get alerted on all of the devices that you actually have it turned on. Okay, so the benefits of Candle Scanner on TradingView, the power of Candle Scanner has always been great, but now it's much more mobile and adaptable to people on the go, moving around. Doesn't mean you have to work on it on the go. You can look at it as you're looking at my screen. This is off of my desktop. I have the same alerts, and I'll show you that in a little bit. I have the same alerts inside of my TradingView account, and when I turn on my phone, and if I'm not in the office or somewhere else, I can get those same alerts right to my phone. Okay, so really excited about what this can do. Now, please note, I have been using Nison Candle Scanner myself on Trade Navigator and NinjaTrader for years. I've only been using TradingView for the past few months. So my level of TradingView knowledge is not nearly as good as it is on Ninja or Trade Navigator. I never really got into using it on TradeStation because I didn't have an account at TradeStation. I certainly know how it works, but I just didn't personally use it for my own trading there. Well, I can tell you that I now use TradingView quite often. I love the flexibility that it provides. Okay, so what you see on your screen right now is Nison Candle Scanner, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show it to you, and then I'm going to show you everything that it comes with, and then answer questions if that makes sense. So right now, I have my screen split up into 4 different charts. TradingView provides various levels of accounts that you can have and different things that come with it. Let me explain real fast. And if you have a question, by all means, type that in. Or if you're watching the recording, if you have a question, you could always email me, paul@candlecharts.com. So TradingView has a free version, and then they have 3 different levels of paid versions. Okay, here's the great news. Nison Candle Scanner will work on any of those, including the free version. So you do not need to pay for a TradingView if you don't want to. However, the more TradingView account that you pay for, the more capabilities that you would have. Example, 4 charts in my layout right here on my screen, you would not be able to do that on the free version. On the free version, you can look at 1 chart at a time, okay? You can actually do up into 8 charts in one layout. I think 8 is too many for me, so therefore I'm just keeping it to 4 for right now, and it makes it a little bit easier for this demonstration. With the free version, you can have 2 indicators and 1 chart layout, okay? An indicator is anything that you could imagine, a moving average, a Bollinger Band, a MACD, an RSI, or Nison Candle Scanner. So if you like using Nison Candle Scanner and 1 other indicator, and you like looking at 1 chart at a time, you'd be fine with the free version. If you want various levels or you want more capability of looking at more charts, more indicators, more alerts, then you would have to go for one of the paid versions. Okay? So what you're going to see up here, and I'm just going to move these around to make it a little bit easier to see. Right here, I'm looking at the 5-minute chart. I'm just going to make it bigger. So this one. This is a 5-minute chart of the dollar. Okay? Now, TradingView makes it very customizable. You can have different color backgrounds, all kinds of other icons and drawing tools and all kinds of stuff. Today's session is really not about that. Today's session is just really going over the Nison Candle Scanner. So you not put any other indicators on the chart. I wanted to make it nice and simple for the purpose of today's demonstration. But you can easily add as many other indicators as you want, depending again on what level TradingView account you have. Certain candles, abbreviations. Okay, this is the Nison Candle Scanner highlighting your chart. These abbreviations are going to tell you what those candle patterns are. For example, a minus E right here where I'm circling my mouse, minus E is a bearish engulfing. Okay, over here, a minus E and a minus SH. This is a bearish engulfing and a bear sesh at the same time. Okay. Bull sesh as an example. Okay. I can scroll in and out. I can go back as far as I really want to. I can squeeze out. I can zoom out. I can do all kinds of things. I can change time frames. I can change the symbol of what I'm looking for. What I want to do is I want to bring this back over. I'm going to bring this back up. I'll do now is show you Microsoft because I set it up a little bit differently. Chart. Notice I now you can toggle back and forth, and I'll show you all the different settings in a few minutes. I just wanted to show right here where it says dark cloud cover. Well, this is a dark cloud cover candle pattern. Okay, you don't need to be able to understand what the abbreviations are because we have it here in the full. Right? Here's a high wave and engulfing pattern. Just give. Want to show you. Take a look at Bitcoin. Candle patterns are going to be identified in as it appears. If it becomes a candle pattern, it will show it to you that way. If it's not a candle pattern, it will not be identified. So if it starts out, for example, as a rising window on that candle, but then that window closes, it would be identified as a window up until the moment it's no longer a window. And then it would be changed. So again, on this chart, I have the full name rather than the abbreviation. That's Bitcoin. Notice again, just the flexibility that I'm looking at a pair, a stock, Bitcoin, and just for fun, I'm going to look at Apple on a 15-minute chart. This one with the abbreviations. TradingView provides you with all the ability to have drawing tools here along the left-hand side. You can change time frames up here. You can add different indicators, and I'll show you that here in a couple minutes. And on the right-hand side, you can do all kinds of fun stuff with hot lists, data windows. I'll show you the alerts, information, ideas. I can do checks with other people inside of TradingView, any other notifications and other information, including calendar. A lot of people always wanted to know, hey, when are earnings coming out? Or when is the Fed talking or anything like that? Well, all that information is available right here on the screen. Notice, like, for example, this D, that was the day that dividends were paid out. You can click on these little lightning bolts that'll give you information about that specific market. So you can click on that. And there's a lot of really cool things that you can do inside of TradingView. Okay. Now, here is where your indicators would be listed. Hopefully you can see that. I'm looking at the pound, the top left chart. I'm looking here in the top left part of that chart. So if I hover my mouse over where it's Nison Candle Scanner, I then get a few icons. The first one is it's going to be there and not move when I'm not changing any settings. When I do change a setting, that would be rotating, and then when it stops rotating, think about the eye kind of rolling. When that eye is done rolling, everything would be done. Now realize again, TradingView, Nison Candle Scanner all being done in the cloud. It requires the correct prior trend, which means that for this to be identified as a piercing pattern, this chart needed to be identified as the correct prior trend and the correct shape. So there are thousands of calculations happening at any given time. If I were to change this, there would be a little bit of a lag between the time that you change the time frame or the chart or the settings till the time you would be able to see the chart again. Okay, that's just how TradingView works. So that would be that. Here, that second, the gear icon or settings, I'm going to click on that right now. I'm going to show you the settings that you can choose. The first thing here are inputs. So if I check this box where it says plot abbreviations, I'll get the abbreviations. Notice I have that checked, and therefore I have the abbreviations here. I then get to go through all of my bullish, all of my bearish, and my two neutral candle patterns. In total, there are 28 different candle patterns. Okay, I get to choose on a drop down for each one. Either I want it to be identified on the chart, I don't want it to be identified on the chart, or I only want it to be identified if it is a strict criteria candle pattern. Okay, I'm not going to change the way that is right now just for time's sake, but I can do that with each of the 28 candle patterns. So for example, I selected before, I did not want tweezer tops listed on my chart. Did not on this chart, did not want doji or high wave, but I can change that to yes or no at any given moment, and it will change my settings. If I uncheck the plot abbreviations, that means I would then get the full name of those candle patterns on the screen. So some people say, well, why would I want abbreviations when I can have the full name, and vice versa? Well, there's advantages to both. We find that a lot of our newer students like to have the full name while they're getting used to the different candle patterns. And then when you get a better handle on what those patterns are, then you can switch to the abbreviations. And I'm going to show you one of the resources that you get when you own Candle Scanner is a quick reference guide, which means it will show you what the abbreviations are. So I know a lot of people, as they're transitioning from having the full name to the abbreviation on the screen, what they do is they print out that quick reference guide and they have it on their screen or on their desk or whatever they'd like to do with it. Okay, so this is what I would be looking at on this specific chart. I have yes on hammer, I have yes on inverted hammer. On tweezer tops, I have no on those, and I have yes on everything else. And that's what is going to be identified with the abbreviations. Now, that is for highlighting purposes, but it is also going to provide you with the ability to scan. What do I mean by that? So down here below all 28 candle patterns, you will have 40 individual places to put in different symbols. Okay, so what you're going to be able to do is fill out of these for each indicator, or what TradingView calls a technical alert. So, for example, and again, if there are questions, this is not tricky, but if you're new to this, you might have a question or two. Whatever you put here, if I say yes to that, no to that, yes to this, and no to that, those are the candle patterns that I would be scanning for in this 30 specific items below. So for example, if I wanted to find all of these candle patterns, I would turn all to yes, and then I would provide all 40 items. Now, the important thing is you need to do a couple of things here. One, check this box. So that's a blue check, as you can see that. Next, you would click here and type in the symbol, and I'll show you here in a second how to do that. And then the next would be the time frame. Okay, so with one scan, you can scan 40 different what we call data inputs. A data input is a specific market instrument on a specific time frame. That is one data input. Because this is a 5-minute chart, okay, I'm looking at the British pound 5-minute chart. The default is going to be to whatever the chart time frame is. So right here, this means that I'd be scanning Bitcoin on a 5-minute chart. This means I would be scanning Ethereum on a 5-minute chart. This is the pound dollar and the euro pound. Let's say I wanted to change that time frame. Okay, I want to scan the pound dollar on 5-minute. Now notice something right here, that I is now rotating because it's changing. Okay. Now once that I is done rotating up, then the settings will be done. Okay. And yes, it's taking a little bit longer than normal because the bandwidth that I'm using is pretty significant. But let me just check another box just to show you an example. If I click on that, notice we have the ability just to type in a symbol, and then it can also narrow it down for you between any symbol, any stock, a fund meaning like an ETF, futures, Forex, crypto, an indice, bonds, or an overall economy. Now, again, if you look at stocks, for example, you choose different sectors. You can choose what country. So if in India, for example, if you wanted to USA, that's just my default here because I am in the US. If you wanted Indian, you can make the Indian stocks as your default. As an example, you can pick whatever country that you'd like. Okay, so it's going to provide me with a list of popular stocks at the top, but I can type in anything. So for example, it's not here. If I said, hey, I want to look at Boeing, I can just type in BA, click on that, and look. I am now going to scan for Boeing, and because it says chart, it would default to 5-minute scan. It's really that simple, okay? So this would be one indicator that you can scan for 40 items. And a lot of people are perfectly fine with it. Would be what you're capable of doing with the free version of TradingView. If you wanted more, you can do the first version of paid. You can do 20 of the number. So if you had 20, there's 40 on each one, you'd be able to scan for 800 data inputs. The middle version of paid with TradingView can do 100 technical alerts. So if you do the math, 100 alerts with 40 on each one, you'd be able to scan for 4,000 different market data inputs. And if you go with the premium version of TradingView, you'd be able to get 400 active alerts. And if you do the math, 400 alerts with 40 on each one, you'd be able to scan for 16,000 different data inputs. And you're saying to yourself, well, I'm never going to look at 16,000 data inputs. Well, you might. And if you don't think you need it, if you're good with 4,000, go with the middle version of paid. If you don't need that, if you only want 800, go with the first version of paid. Or if you're good with 40, by all means, go with the free version. TradingView does provide you with a 30-day trial if you don't already have an account with them. Trial of the paid version. So you can try that out. If you like it, you can continue. If you don't want to do the paid version, stick with the free. They actually encourage you to start out with a free account and then upgrade. And I'll show you a link later if you don't already have a TradingView account. I'll show you the link on the page where you can set that up. Now, because I set those alerts up or those scans up, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to add an alert. Okay, so remember settings that I was looking at. Anything I have yes is going to be scanned for on these specific markets and those time frames. Now again, just for sake of time, I'm not going to fill out all of these. I'm going to click X, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click these 3 little buttons. I'm going to click on Add Alert on Nison Candle Scanner. And it's really simple. The condition is Nison Candle Scanner. You don't have to change that at all. Okay, this is just going to be the default. If you have other indicators or if you have other items that you want to scan for, you certainly can. If you have another indicator, for example, a moving average across, and you wanted to do that and you had Nison Candle Scanner, you would just want to click on that and then pick which condition you're scanning for. And then the thing I would recommend highly is changing the alert name. So you could just call this test 99, for example. It also comes with a default expiration of it will expire exactly 1 month from right now. So 1 month from right now, it will expire. You can change that. You can change it to a different day, different time. If you want it to go for 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, you can pick whatever you'd like. I'm going to click Create. Okay. So that's very simply how to create the highlighting of picking out which candle patterns you want, either with full name or abbreviation. I showed you how to set up the scan by putting in what data inputs, what symbols, what time frames, and then I showed you how to set up an alert. And it's really that simple. So let me show. I just clicked on the little icon here for alerts, which looks like a little clock. And notice here are my alerts, including test 99, which I just created. Test 99 is going to be identified as the name I gave it, and by the fact that I was looking at the chart of the 5-minute chart of the pound dollar. That doesn't mean I'm only scanning the pound dollar, but it will show me exactly what I'm doing. Right there, it's called test 99. As you can see, it'll show me which candle patterns I have yes for, what's active. Now, when an alert happens, I can click on the settings of alert and I can pick notifications. And this is important, and it's obviously up to every individual how you want to be notified when an alert is triggered. Be notified in the app. I like having a pop-up message that pops up on my screen. I could have an email sent. I haven't really got into webhook URLs yet. You can play a sound, and what I do is for the different types of alerts, I pick a different kind of sound. It just makes it nice and easy. It's just a noise so you can hear them. You can also send an email to an SMS. Okay, you do that, you click save, and your alert is all set. Now, when an alert is triggered, it will go into your log down here. I'm just going to pull it up to make it a little bit easier. Here's my alert log of all the different alerts that I had set up today to find different alerts, different markets, different everything. So right here, I found out, for those of you that know, I have a bouncing ball strategy that I like to follow. This is a bouncing ball that there was a hammer on Juniper, JNPR today. Here was a hanging man on the daily chart on the dollar yen. Here's a listing of closing 15-minute segments on various charts inside the Dow that I like looking at. I did a 3-minute test where we had a bullish engulfing on Tesla, as well as a tweezer bottom. I had a 5-minute bullish engulfing on the euro pound, and so on and so forth. Now, if I get tired of looking all that, I can just on my alert log. I can clear out my log. I can export that log to a CSV file, and I can customize and do all kinds of really cool things. That's really the power of Nison Candle Scanner. I showed you the highlighting. I showed you the scanning capability. The fact that you can then change what candle patterns you want and what markets you want and what time frames you want. It really provides you with the flexibility of being able to look for anything. Now, we're not going to really get into everything else it has, but they have calendars, they have ideas, they have chats, they have idea streams, all kinds of different things. And again, like I said, I've only been using TradingView for a few months, but man, oh man, it is powerful. One of my favorite things are these just little short. One of my favorites where I could just click on that, and let's say I want to draw a line. There it is. Okay, I can move my little cheat sheet up here, change the font, and all kinds of different things of those lines. Let me show you a couple things. When you purchase Scanner on TradingView, you're going to get access to the resources inside of the Candle Chart Academy site. So inside of your library, after you're logged in, this is my phone account for Gordon Gecko. I would go into your library and your products. You'll see Nison Candle Scanner for TradingView. So I'm going to click on, I'm going to show you sources that it comes with. When you have this up and you come in here, if you want to go right to your trade account, you just click this blue button. That noise, I don't know if you heard it. It was an alert that just popped up. And we'll go back and check that out, what the alert was. But if you already have your TradingView account set up, you can click on the blue button here that says Launch Chart. It'll go directly to your TradingView account. If you do not already have a TradingView account, you can click that button and create a TradingView account. If you have a free account, you want to upgrade to a paid version, you could click that and it'll take you to the ability to sign up for the demo or sign up for a paid version. Now, after you purchase it, you can have access to these 2 videos, a 12-video, 20-minute video, how to get set up, how to provide information, how to set up highlighting, how to choose between full name abbreviation, scanning and alerting, and then a preview of the TradingView platform. So a couple of the key features that we think are key. There's so many others. We're going to talk about examples of setups and configurations. And then other resources. Here is the PDF for the quick reference guide. So you can click on that. I'm not going to do it right now, but you can click on that and it'll take you to a PDF for bear and bull. You print that or download that, whatever you'd like. We have a video from Steve on the overview of those 28 candle patterns. So the same 28 patterns that are in the software, we're going to give you an overview of those candle patterns, what you should be aware of, what you need to be looking out for when you see those candle patterns. And then those for new to charting, almost an hour-long video on creation, setting up charts, plain and simple. Okay, so there it was. We had on Bitcoin, on a 5-minute, we had a bear sash, and on Ethereum we had a shooting star. There I was just notified. Now again, you can do so many other things. If you want to trigger trades or you want to do different things, you certainly can. I certainly would not recommend you doing that initially. When you get more and more comfortable with TradingView, there are so many other things that you can do with it. Okay, so when you purchase Candle Scanner, what's going to happen are two things. Or for those of you that already own it, you already have access to this. You have access, like I said, inside of Candle Charts Academy to these resources. The other thing is, going back to the chart, after we grant you permission, meaning purchase it, you now own the license to it, you would go into indicators. So I'm going to click on the word indicators. And then in this right here, invite only script, you would click on that and you'll see Nison Candle Scanner listed right there. All you would need to do is click that one time. It'll be added to your chart. That's the extent of installing it. It's really quite ingenious. This green lock right here means that I've been granted access. When you are granted access, you'll see it listed here in the invite only script with a green lock next to it. I have it starred, which makes it one of my favorites, which just means that it will be added onto my chart as one of my favorites. But to give you another idea, if I want to look at any other indicator, look at all the other indicators that you can add onto your chart. It's really phenomenal. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just to show you, pull up another template, and that's just going to, this is going to be notice what I have now. I have the Nison scanner with the full names on there. I added one of my favorite indicators that I like to have on my chart is Bollinger Band. Now again, you can have various settings, various colors, customizations, all kinds of stuff. If you don't want to look at all your alerts all at one time, you just click that and then boom, all that goes over. I call it with the PS template. This is what I look at, my candles. And I have the ability to draw my lines again, so I can here. This is eBay, so you know, like if I want to draw a line there, I can. Other line, I can. Let's say I want to draw it in here, and there's so many other indicators and other price alert. So it's not just an alert that you can do on Candle Scanner. Oh, we got another alert right there. Make it easy for ourselves. We'll just open up the alert log. We just got a bearish engulfing pattern on a 5-minute chart of the euro pound. Okay, let's just close that up. Now, notice we're looking at eBay. Some really cool things here. We got dividend information. We got other information coming out here. Why is that important? For those of you that have Steve's Candle Education, you'll know that there are certain things that candles cannot predict, obviously. Earnings, notice right here, what happened. We had a, so who knew there that the earnings would be bad? But guess what? at the chart, you'll know that earnings were coming, and maybe that helps you make a decision that if you didn't know earnings were there, were already there. So it's really simple when you make the purchase. At the point of purchase, again, this is for people that haven't bought it yet. I know there are plenty of people in the room right now that already own it. At the point of purchase, you would type in your name and your credit card information and things like that, but you would also give us your TradingView username, and we would need that in order to grant you access. Now, if you already have that, great. If you don't already have a TradingView account at the point of purchase, no big deal. As soon as you do create the TradingView account, you just let us know the username that you created at TradingView, and then we grant you access. And it's really that simple. There is no downloading, there is no installing. It's just a matter of logging into TradingView. You just need to remember your TradingView username and password to be able to get in. For those of you that are going to do this, notice right here, if you hover over your icon in the top left of the chart, it'll say logged in as, so our username on this account is Nison Candle Scanner. Okay, it's not my email. They don't use email addresses for username at TradingView. You're going to create your actual username. So if I were to purchase Candle Scanner, I would purchase it, and where it says TradingView username, I would type in Nison Candle Scanner. Okay, so my active layout right here is the PS template, something that I personally use all the time. So just got a couple questions. I know there are people in the room that already own this. There are people that don't own it yet. What I want to do is just show you, here is the link, and I put this link in already before, but I'm going to put it in right now. I had a few people asking. They're ready to purchase. So we offer Nison Candle Scanner on TradingView in 3 different subscriptions, if you want to call them that. We have a monthly plan, which means that you'd be billed every month. We have an annual plan, billed every year, and then a lifetime plan, excuse me, where you make one-time payment and you own it for life. Somebody asked me this morning, they bought it lifetime, and they're like, well, how much do I have to pay you next year? Well, you could pay me whatever you'd want, but you own it for life, that one-time payment. Now here, for the next few days, we have a countdown timer. We are going to provide you with, by using coupon code PROFIT, we're going to give you savings off of the annual or the lifetime plan. Instead of $997 on an annual plan, it'll be $947 per year. So that's not just for this year. You'd be grandfathered in at $947 every year. Or if you're ready to go, instead of $12.95 for a one-time payment for lifetime, we're going to allow you to save $200 off of that. Lifetime payment would now just be $10.95. One time, you own it. A couple of important things on that. Let me show you any purchase. And by the way, you can also do monthly at $249 a month. There is no savings off that $249. Off the original regular plan of $249, I should say. Any plan, whether you go monthly, annual, or lifetime, you're automatically version. This includes modules for any intraday. It's already built in for you. You don't have to do anything different. Provided those getting started videos, those 2 videos. You're given the quick reference guide. You've given that 28 candle pattern video. You're given that new to chart video, and you'll be invited to all best practice and idea sessions with access to the recordings of those. So we will be doing more and more best practices. And what a best practice video really is things that we found that work great, whether we're doing them in-house or we find out that any of our students are doing something really good and they feel like sharing. By the way, for any of you that already own this, if you have found something that you found to be a best practice, by all means, please share it with me. I'd love to give you credit in our next best practice video. But any owner would be invited to attend those live, and you'll obviously have access to those recordings. This includes a video that I will be doing in a couple of weeks on the bouncing ball strategy that I've been using for years. I will be showing specifically how I set that up inside of TradingView. I've done that before, I have not yet done a video or live session showing how I use it for on the TradingView platform to find my bouncing ball setups. So it can highlight, I'm just going to go over these real quick. It can highlight, scan, alert you in real time. You're upgraded to the pro version. Save hours of time finding the best entry and exits. Automatically be able to see any of the 28 candle patterns in either standard or strict criteria. It works in pretty much any market you can imagine. It works on any internet-enabled device. And anytime we've done this in the past on the other platforms, you get the question, does it work on a Mac? Does it work on an iPad? The answers to that on TradingView is yes, yes, and yes. Okay? You have online access to our resources that we provide you. Highlighting can be done with the abbreviations or the full name. Scanning, you could choose your market and be alerted to any of the 28 candle patterns in any time frame, any chart. So I love the idea that you can scan, like what I showed you before, you can scan a stock, an ETF, a crypto, a Forex pair, a future, all at the same exact time. And then one of my favorite things is any and all upgrades are included. For those of you that purchased this when we first rolled it out a little over a month ago, you have to know that we've already done 4 updates, and those are pretty much embedded for you. Every once in a while, it will require you to remove the NCS indicator and then add it right back on, which literally takes 5 seconds to remove it and 5 seconds to add it back on. There is no downloads or updates or things to restart your computer. These are all included. Now, why is that important? Because TradingView will continue to evolve, okay? Because it's in the cloud, they're going to be doing things that require various updates. And again, I believe we've done 4 updates in the last 6 weeks. So anytime that happens, we update it. And I know that there were a couple people a couple weeks ago when we had to do an update and we actually had it down for 2 days. It's only because TradingView alert me to a massive update that they did internally. Once we found out, we took care of it pretty quickly. I know we were down for about a day, but now that we understand how that operates, that should not be a problem going forward. Okay. It works on any version of TradingView, whether it's free or any of the 3 versions. By looking at this link that I put in there, you can click this blue button, again, launch chart, and it will show you how to create your TradingView account, whether it's just creating a free version or signing up for a demo, a 30-day demo of one of their paid versions, or actually signing up and paying for things. And I do want to let you know, TradingView let me know yesterday that they have a pretty massive promo on their paid versions going on this week. If you have questions on that, you can click on the launch chart and it'll take you to the information where they have their promo on the TradingView. It has nothing to do with us. TradingView can, will dictate how much they charge for their versions. This will just show you real quick a couple of snapshots of the different items of scanning, setting up the data inputs, what the alert log looks like, what the alerts will actually look like. A couple of things there about just a couple of images, update testimonials from people, a couple of Q&As. Now remember, again, you're going to use coupon code PROFIT at checkout. It'll save you money on either the annual or lifetime plan. If you do go with a monthly plan, you can certainly start that way and you can certainly upgrade. But note, with the monthly plan, there is no long-term commitment. So you sign up today, and if you don't like it within 30 days for whatever reason, you can cancel it. You wouldn't be billed again. Or you can stay on that monthly plan forever as long as you like, or you can upgrade, and we would be able to apply what you paid for the first month towards the upgrade price. At this point, what I'd like to do is kind of open it up to questions. Notice we're getting more alerts. You can turn them off at any given point. You can edit them. You can change them. You can change it where you don't get pop-ups anymore. You can just those if you'd like. But there's so much information inside of TradingView that you can benefit from. It's really quite phenomenal. So I put the link in there for anybody that's interested. For anyone who already owns it, you have access to the resources, and you should be keeping an eye out for emails to invite you to best practice and that bouncing ball strategy session that you'll be invited to if you are an owner of Candle Scanner for TradingView. And we truly look forward to working with you here and getting your best practice ideas for those of you willing to share those. And we certainly love to incorporate those into our next best practice session. Also, we had a quick question about small group coaching. I wanted to bring this up. We have a small group coaching program starting tomorrow, October 18th. So if you're watching this live, it's tomorrow. If you're watching the recording, depends on when you're watching the recording. This is a 5-session live interactive program. Starts tomorrow, October 18th. There are 4 consecutive Wednesdays, plus a bonus 5th session next Tuesday on trade psychology. We're focusing on trade execution. We're talking about looking at a chart, identifying the right trading vehicle for you, whether it's the stock or the option or the ETF, how to take advantage of down moves in the market. We'll be doing case studies. These are interactive where the students actually get to discuss. And I do know that there are people in the room right now that are already signed up, so I'm looking forward to seeing you in the room tomorrow, as well as the whole other program. So with that, I'd like to thank you for your time. The link is, I'm just going to put it in right there. One more time. And please note, special prices are available until this countdown timer goes to 0. Then we go back and we revert back to our normal monthly, annual, and lifetime price. So I will take a couple minutes to answer any questions for anybody in the room. Somebody just asked, can I have an account on my desktop and my iPad? Yeah. So what you would do is you would just go to TradingView, whether you add the app or you just go in through the web browser and add it as a web site, and you'd log in with the same login information on both. If I like setting it up on my desktop, and then I get the alerts on my phone or whatever other. Got a question, are there upgrade options for owners of other versions of MCS? Yes. So if you have another version, if you have it on TradeStation, Trade Navigator, or NinjaTrader, and you are interested, we have 2 options for you. One is called a switch, which means you would switch from version A to version B. So for example, if you wanted to switch from NinjaTrader over to TradingView, you can do that for a small fee to switch. We also provide the add-on option, also for a fee, where you keep what you currently have, but then you would add on Candle Scanner onto TradingView. So if you're interested in doing either a switch or an add-on, I would just tell you, just send me an email, paul@candlecharts.com, and I'd be happy to send you directly to that link that gives you the opportunity to register for a switch or an add-on. And then obviously, once I send that to you, if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer that for you. Hey, Mary Jane, good to see you in the room. You're very welcome for the demo and the replay. Yep. Any other questions as we get another alert? By the way, little tip, if you have your device near you when you're sleeping and you're looking at like a 3-minute or a 5-minute alert, you might want to turn off the noise. I did that one night, totally forgot. The wife wasn't too happy. She really wasn't too happy with me that night until I figured out, oh, let me turn off the noise alerts on that. Hey, Daphne. Yeah, so there's a lot of really neat things. I'm having a lot of fun playing around with this. I'm going to tell you one quick story. Obviously I'm a proud dad. I have 2 sons, both in college, both very interested in trading. And my one son today, as he was walking to class, got an alert on his TradingView account on his phone. He texted me, "Hey, Dad, what do you think?" And I said, "Don't you have class?" He goes, "Not for 15 more minutes." He literally sat down on a bench on his way to class. Based on the alert, he looked at the chart on his phone and he entered a trade. At the end of class, because he knows that he had to have a stop in place, I'm not going to let him trade, go into a class and not have a stop in place. He got stopped out with a profit. He had a trailing stop order in place, but he never would have seen that if he didn't have TradingView and he didn't have Candle Scanner on TradingView to get the alert to that. So it just gave him an opportunity. Did he make a ton of money? No, but he made a profit, all because he was alerted to something that he had set up initially on his laptop. On his way to class, got the alert, texted me, "Dad, can you take a quick look?" Absolutely. I entered it. He entered it. We both did pretty well with that trade, all because he had set up an alert to find that. Yeah, I know I'm a proud dad, and I love talking about my kids and trading at any given point. And when you combine my kids and trading, my goodness, I could talk for hours. But it's just the way of the world, right? If you told me 20 years ago people would be making a trade sitting on a bench off of their phone because they were alerted on their phone to a candle pattern, I would have thought you were absolutely crazy. Okay, but now not only is it possible, it's doable, and it happens on a daily basis. Yeah, Mary Jane. um, Mark is asking, can you do historical backtesting with this? Are you asking about TradingView itself, or are you talking about Nison Candle Scanner? Because with TradingView, there are plenty of things that you can do. And honestly, again, I'm not an expert. I don't want to call myself an expert in any stretch with TradingView itself yet. I'm still learning the ropes of TradingView myself. Think about, for me, TradingView is kind of like buying the newest cell phone that has all the bells and whistles and all the gadgets. And I tend to use my phone to send text and take phone calls and maybe check the web for something every once in a while. So it's still new to me. But Mark, yes, you can certainly do back testing on TradingView. I just don't want to talk intelligently because A, I can't about it on TradingView, but I know that there are multiple features that you can do with TradingView. So if you don't already have a TradingView account, Mark, I would highly recommend just go to TradingView or go to that link on our page and sign up for at least a free account, do some cool stuff. Replays, I just saw up on my screen here, there are bar replays you can do with the various versions of the paid. I don't really recall what you can do with the free version, so you might want to take a look at that, Mark. Okay. And if there are people out there that know this stuff, these are the things that, the best practices that we'd love to share. So if you do already own Candle Scanner on TradingView, look out for an email from me saying, would you love to share with us a best practice or more than one best practice that you found in your use of Candle Scanner on TradingView? We like sharing the wealth of knowledge, and if that helps speed up the learning curve for anybody, by all means, love to share that with you. So again, let me just share the link for those of you that don't already own it. This is the longer link. The short link is really simple, candlecharts.com/tradingview. This page, like I said, when this countdown timer goes to 0, this will disappear, and then you'll have the ability to sign up for monthly, annual, or lifetime. If you are interested, I strongly suggest you take advantage of these discounts that we're still offering as of right for the next few days. Any other questions? I know that there are going to be questions. If you do have one after we're done and you want to send it to me, by all means, paul@candlecharts.com. And again, for those of you that are not already signed up for the small group coaching, I believe there were a few seats left. If you'd like to get in, very interactive, a lot, and this is, we've been talking in-house about a lot more case studies where we'll be bouncing back and forth, certainly using Candle Scanner to find entries, how to find your exit strategy even before you enter, but utilizing our tools to help you do that. Okay, so thank you for your time today. I look forward to seeing all all of you working with Candle Scanner on TradingView or other platforms or multiple platforms. We're very excited about this, as you can tell. And we definitely are continuing to work with you and finding more and more opportunities to help you be more profitable. Thank you for your time. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.